Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now, today's episode, we are focusing on Bank of America and the preferred reward system. See, when it comes to the world of credit and finance, the preferred reward system always comes up because it can lead to, really good multipliers on the credit card side as other, discounts on financial products. However, it does take, a bit of a capital commitment to qualify for this. So we're going to go through preferred rewards. We'll talk about what it is, how it works, the tiers, the requirements, and of course, focusing on the credit cards towards the end of this to figure out if preferred rewards is worth your time or not. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, first things first, what is preferred rewards? Well, it's specific to Bank of America. And at the time of taping, Bank of America is the second largest bank in the country, right behind JP Morgan Chase. And Bank of America is really known as a relationship bank, which is a nice way of saying, hey, give me more of your money, use more of my products, and I will give you, preferred pricing, preferential treatment, things like that. Now, of course, their brochure can't say that specifically, but as we go through it, you'll see what I'm talking about. So again, Bank of America is made up of, obviously, Bank of America, so the deposit side, checking savings accounts, credit cards, and then they have Merrill Lynch, which is their investment arm that they acquired Merrill Lynch, maybe 2008-ish during the financial crisis. So, Bank of America is essentially looking at how much money you have on deposit within between checking and savings accounts and between Merrill Lynch, and that's where they slot you in on the preferred rewards. And then based on your preferred rewards tier, that's going to dictate, your preferred pricing on certain financial products that they offer. Again, the end result here, the end goal of Bank of America is to make it more advantageous for customers to stick with Bank of America and do all of their banking by giving them, better pricing and better multipliers on some products. So that's preferred rewards and how it works. Now let's take a look at the tiers, then we'll talk about the qualifications to get into each tier. So here you have it. The tiers, there are 5 of them. So you have gold starting out at $20,000 to $50,000 on deposit, platinum at $50,000 to $100,000, platinum honors at $100,000 to $1 million, diamond at $1 million to $10 million, and diamond honors at $10 million plus. So how do you get into preferred rewards besides having a large bankroll? Well, first of all, there is a business and personal version. So, starting out, you're either going to need a personal checking account or a business checking account, depending on which one you're going after. But from there, most of the qualifications are still going to be the exact same. Now, you're going to need a 3-month daily average of at least $20,000. That's the first tier, gold tier, in a Bank of America deposit account and or Merrill Lynch investments. And they do have Merrill Lynch for business investments as well. Once you've hit that, you need to enroll. Yes, you must actually physically enroll yourself. But after that, once you manually enroll, they're actually going to keep an eye on all your balances, and that's both a good and a bad thing. Because it's good because if you move from 20 to say 50K, they are going to automatically upgrade you to the next tier. And again, they're reviewing monthly. Now, on the other hand, here, if your balance dips below $20,000. Well, you're still going to hold on to your rewards for the full year, which is pretty good. And of course, this is true for both business and personal. So again, the big thing here to remember is that business personal is going to be separate. You can't qualify for one and then get the other. Number 2 here, big point is, again, these balances get pretty high, but this is between, their checking accounts and then their Merrill Lynch investments. Now, of course, you do have to have a checking account with them. You don't have to have Merrill Lynch, but again, it doesn't really make sense to have that much money just sitting on deposit, in a checking account for no reason other than these rewards, right? So just keep that in mind as we go. Now, with that, what exactly do you get for all this, right? Because again, it's a big capital commitment. So now we're going to take a look at personal first, and then we'll move to business. And then if you're here for the credit cards, that will be the last piece that we take a look at. So on screen, here you have it. You can see here they're starting with gold on the left all the way to platinum honors on the right, and then there is a separate one for diamond and diamond honors that we will look at next. So what you have here is you go down through it, we'll just kind of spot check some of these, but you start out with savings interest rate booster, but the thing to note here is that you have to do the math. This isn't saying you're going to get a 5% interest rate. That would be amazing. Then the 10 grand is a whole, the 20 grand on deposits, a whole different story. This is basically saying you're going to take their normal interest rate, which is probably like 0.01% or something like that. Apply the 5% boost to it, and that's going to get you your new interest rate. So just be aware of this as you go. Now, of course, you're going to get those credit card rewards. We'll take a look at those in a bit. Non-Bank of America ATM transactions if you're using a debit card, but again, see above, use a credit card, not a debit card. They have some priority member services on here, which is honestly probably the most shaky. I don't know what they're actually going to give you that a normal customer wouldn't get. Mortgage reduced origination fee, $200, $400, $600. That can be something. Home equity discounts, auto loan discounts, additional checking and savings accounts. So some of those checking accounts do charge fees. So if you're in preferred rewards, I think they waive the fees for you. Much easier than without it. No fee banking services and foreign currency exchange discounts. So that's the regular tier. And next up, we have the Diamond and Diamond Honors. Now, these are newer at the time of taping. They do break them out, from the regular chart here. So you can see a lot of the same stuff here. Unfortunately, the credit card rewards, again, is the one probably most of my audience is going to care about. And it does not change. 75% is still the most of a boost that you can get, unfortunately. So there's that. Now, if we jump over really quick to the business one here, you can see, again, fairly similar on the products, right? But this time they have, kind of a business focus on some of these. They have payroll service here, merchant transaction fees, and things like that. So I'll leave that on screen for a second. You can take a look at it. They got the financial analysis with financial solutions advisors. So again, more business focus, like you would imagine it would be for a business account. Alright guys, and so with that, you can kind of see what you get from preferred rewards at any tier. Now, of course, they have all the main banking products covered. You kind of get, your pricing obviously scales, the farther into the system you are. Now, of course, most folks here are probably here for the credit cards. Now, we're going to take a look at them in a second. So I have a full video on all the Bank of America credit cards I will link down below for you. It's important to note here that these are focused on the core Bank of America card, so not the co-branded stuff, just the regular Bank of America cards. That's what Preferred Rewards applies to. So let's take a look at this slide here, and you can see this is from the business side, but the cards are the exact same, right? So this works for our purposes. So you have the unlimited cash. That's their 1.5x base card on all purchases. So you can see how it scales between gold, platinum, and platinum honors. So you get 2.62% back if you were in platinum honors. Again, for whatever reason, there's no additional benefit between Diamond and Diamond Honors. Customized cash card, this is your choose your category card. Then you have dining and then everything else. So if you choose a category, again, at Platinum Honors, 5.25, dining with 3.5, and all of everything else would be 1.75. And of course, they have the travel rewards. So if you're going travel center, 5.25, then everything else, 2.62. And overall, that is how the cards scale based on your preferred reward status. Now, we'll take this in two separate parts, the credit cards and then preferred rewards as a whole. So, if you're here for the credit cards, then, I don't know that just going preferred rewards on the credit card basis alone is really worth it. And the reason being is, well, yes, the unlimited cash card is technically the best catch-all card, for 2.62 back at the Platinum Honors. But again, one, you have to be at the Platinum Honors to really make it worth it, right? Anything less, you can definitely do better on. There's a lot of 2% cards out there, basically pick whichever one you want. The real problem with me, specific for the credit cards, is that, it's been nerfed and they need to buff the multipliers a little bit. It's now way too easy to find 5% cards everywhere, right? We can name, if you like the category cards, Freedom Flex, Discover It, Cash, US Bank Cash Plus, City Custom Cash, you name it. We could keep naming 5% cards, right? And you can also get multiples of these cards over time. So as a result, I don't know if it's really worth it, right? To say, hey, well, I'm getting, 5% back versus, 5.25 for my $100,000, right? And so I think it could work, but they really just need to buff the credit card rewards more. I think, a good catch-all will be an even 3%, right? But, 2% versus 2.62%. Considering the $100,000 in capital, I don't know that it's really worth it making that big of a difference. Now, on the larger scale, though, I don't think that will ever happen or happen anytime soon because you're not really meant to look at any one thing, right? You're supposed to look at preferred rewards as a whole. Now, on the surface, I'm willing to bet if you shop around for any one of those services, you could probably find competitive pricing, of course, based on, your credit profile score and all that. I know multiple mortgage shops that will give you $500 back at closing automatically. I have a link down below to Rocket Mortgage, not a plug or anything, but if you want $500 back at closing, I got you covered like basically any time of the year on that alone. So, that's what you could do, but really preferred rewards is kind of meant for the people who want to have that banking relationship, who don't want to look around everywhere else. I really just want to know these are my bankers, these are my guys, and I know I can get preferential pricing because I'm a customer. And if that's you and you don't want your stuff everywhere, in a million different banks or everything, then I think preferred rewards is interesting. But of course, it's really going to come down to how you use Merrill Lynch and the type of returns you're getting from that service. I personally, I haven't ever used Merrill Lynch, so I can't really comment too much. But, that's again where you're going to want to put the bulk of your money at, not in the savings account. So to bring this one to a close, if you're here, my normal audience for the credit cards, I would say I would not move over solely for preferred rewards. And, I have considered it because, again, $100,000 sounds like a lot, but when we're talking about like investments like 401ks or IRAs or things like that, after you've been working for maybe 5, 7, 10 years, it's really not that much. Honestly, and once you leave your job, you could roll one over or something like that. So I've considered it, but for credit cards alone, I don't think it's worth it. You really got to be in it for all the preferred rewards and everything that it offers. But overall, it's not really a bad system, and I do often wonder why other banks don't do something like this. Like I would love to see Chase or somebody like that, or a Citi, who have more competitive cards on the base already, offer something like this with even extra multipliers. That could be interesting. So I do hope other banks take a look at this. Anyways, guys, that's been it for this one. So if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, of course, consider subscribing to the channel. Again, posting content just like this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. My question for you guys, if you're in preferred rewards, let me know what you think. Let me know how it's going for you. How do you view the products and pricing overall, as a whole versus just the credit cards? Love to hear your thoughts on that. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you very soon in the next one.